Imagine being married to someone for 7 years, having a baby together, and thinking everything's fine with your family until one day your sister explodes at your husband over small talk about the weather. She tells you she's always hated him, but refuses to give you a single reason why. Now she's demanding he never speak to her again, and when you explain this might affect her relationship with your 6-month-old son, she accuses you of being manipulative. This family drama has layers that'll make your head spin. Hey everyone, welcome back to Reddit Reader. I'm Core, and if you're here for the family drama that makes you grateful for your own relatives, no matter how crazy they might be, then you're in the right place. Today's story comes from R. Am I the Asshole? And honestly, it's one of those situations where the more you learn, the more confused you get. So let's dive into this post from a 30-year-old woman who just discovered her sister has been harboring some serious hatred for her husband, and nobody knows why. Here's exactly what she shared. AITA for telling my sister her boundary will destroy her relationship with her nephew. Right off the bat, this title is already giving me anxiety because when family boundaries start affecting innocent babies, you know things are about to get messy. I, 30 female, recently got married and had a baby. My sister, 24, does not like my husband and will not tell me why. Okay, so we're starting with a mystery. The sister just doesn't like the husband. No explanation, no specific incident, just pure dislike. But here's where it gets interesting. When I first brought him home to introduce everyone, she was a bit standoffish, but in general, she doesn't really like people. Very few friends, never brings anyone home to meet the family, and has never wanted to spend time with anyone I brought home. So OP's thinking, well, my sister's just antisocial, this is probably normal for her. That's pretty reasonable, right? Some people are just naturally introverted and don't warm up to new people easily. Before my husband and I got married, I asked her if she had any issues with him. She said no, and that he seemed nice. I asked her to be my maid of honor and thought all was well. Wait, hold up. She said he seemed nice and even agreed to be maid of honor? So whatever happened, it wasn't obvious from the beginning? This is getting more confusing by the minute. Fast forward to last week. My husband goes to drop off something at the family home. Sister lives with my parents and came back looking shaken. Oh no, here we go. Something clearly went down, and if this guy came back shaken, it must have been pretty intense. I asked him what happened, and he said he knocked and went into the kitchen, and my sister told him my parents weren't home. He said he tried to give her the stuff I had asked him to drop off, and she told him to put it in the garage. It was food, even though they were in the kitchen. Okay, so she's making him put food in the garage instead of just taking it in the kitchen where they both are? That's weird and unnecessarily hostile. Like, it's food, not hazardous waste. He said as he was picking the stuff back up to go, he tried making small talk, commenting about the weather, and she snapped at him saying, "Don't effing talk to her," and stormed out of the room. What? He made a comment about the weather, literally the most harmless small talk in existence, and she told him not to talk to her using profanity? That's not just rude, that's completely unhinged behavior. My husband has never given me reason to worry about him being inappropriate or anything, but that was where my mind first went. And honestly, can you blame her? When someone reacts that violently to basic pleasantries, your mind goes to worst-case scenarios. What else would make someone react like that? We live near them, and he had been gone for less than 5 minutes. I called my sister to ask what happened, and she hung up on me, messaged her, and she ignored me until this morning when I bombarded her phone with messages because I wanted to resolve whatever was going on. So OP's trying to be the peacemaker here, trying to figure out what's going on, and her sister is just completely shutting her out. That's frustrating enough on its own. She finally replied and basically said she hates him, has always hated him, and her only boundary is that he never talks to her. Hates him, not dislikes, not finds him annoying, straight up hates him. And apparently always has. But remember, she told OP he seemed nice before the wedding. So whatever happened, it wasn't obvious from the beginning. This is getting more confusing by the minute. In the 7 years we've been together, they've spoken maybe 5 times, and that was mostly him greeting her. 7 years, 5 conversations, and most of those were just basic greetings. What could possibly have happened in those minimal interactions to warrant this level of hatred? I asked her why, and she said she doesn't need a reason. She just doesn't like him and doesn't want him around. I asked her point blank if he had done or said something to make her feel like that, and she said he didn't do anything and that she doesn't need a reason to feel how she does. This is so frustrating. She admits he didn't do anything, but she still hates him with the passion of 1,000 suns. Like, I get that you don't have to like everyone, but this level of hatred with zero explanation is just bizarre. And the fact that she's calling her own nephew's father a stranger after 7 years, that's not a boundary, that's just bizarre behavior. Boundaries are things like, don't discuss my personal life or don't show up unannounced. This is more like, I hate your husband for no reason and everyone else has to deal with the consequences. The saddest part is how this affects everyone else. The grandparents lose time with their grandchild. OP has to navigate family gatherings like she's walking through a minefield. And this poor husband probably feels unwelcome in what should be his extended family. What do you think is really going on here? Is the sister hiding something about why she hates the husband, or is she just being unreasonably difficult? And do you think OP was wrong to point out how this boundary affects everyone else? Let me know your theories in the comments. I have a feeling you guys are going to have some wild takes on this one. And if you're enjoying these family drama deep dives, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Reddit stories that'll make you question everything.